I've come to the conclusion that consumption is the perfection of slavery, and I'll explain what I mean. When I hear the word slavery, I think of there's a film called 12 Years a Slave, and it's historical slavery where someone like a rich person or rich family employ or, force another person to do tasks which are not really of human nature, and they don't pay them money, they don't feed them properly, they don't give them enough drink, they don't give them enough rest, they work them like they're some kind of animal or something like that. And that's my perception of slavery from a historical sense. But in this world that we live in now, consumption, or in terms of needing to have the next thing, can relate to lots of different things. You can be a slave to money, and then that goes into you've got to have the latest car, you've got to have the latest clothes, you've got to have, the latest phone, which comes out every single year, a new one. And we're on this constant conveyor belt of needing the next thing to fill a hole which only God can fill. That can also be the same theory can apply to social media. I think we can be slaves to social media. I am to an extent with YouTube, but a lot of people, that can apply with Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever it is. And we think we get gratification from those things because, I'm not on Instagram, but my wife will show me an Instagram reel of, it might be a video of lots of people just like falling over or falling down steps or making each other jump and scream and stuff. And they are funny, but they're like a short, sharp dopamine hit, which do nothing for you in the long run. But they're addictive. And they're on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and we become slaves to them because we're seeking the next one. So once you've watched one, which has made you laugh, you've got to find the next one, which is even funnier, or, something else to hold your attention. Just from a personal point of view, I've never been on Instagram or TikTok, but I used to be on Facebook. And I recognised in myself that whilst I never posted anything on it, and I had, friends on it, and they were all people that I knew, but they were often people that when you join a course or something, you instantly either friend request them or they friend request you, they're on there. But then as you move on from that course, you might not see these people ever again, but they're all still there. So it's kind of creating a false world. But then again, to bring it back round to slavery, you can't defriend them because then they might think that you're upset with them. But anyway, I used to just scroll up and down my news feed looking at what other people are doing in their lives, basically. And if someone's on like an amazing holiday and you're stuck at home where it's raining and it's freezing cold, or you've got to go to work, it can really shift your mood. And I used to find that. I used to think, oh, wow, that looks beautiful. Oh, I wish I was there. And then instantly you're in a worse mood. And then couple that with feeling like it can just trap you. You can just live in that world of escapism on your phone as to, oh, what's the latest thing on Instagram? What's this celebrity up to? What have they done to their face? What surgery have they had? And it's all things that don't improve your life, but you become a slave to because you're constantly scrolling on them. These companies employ, teams of people that research into how best to keep you on these platforms. How can we keep these people on our platforms? So from a psychological sense as well, you've got no chance. Once you're hooked on it, you are completely enslaved to these platforms. And that's the same thing in the world. If you get a job where, you earn a certain salary, but you've got to have the latest thing. If your friend's got a brand new Tesla, you've got to have a Tesla. if your friend's got those new shoes, you've got to get those new shoes. And again, money isn't evil, but the pursuit of money is evil. The other thing about it is as well, when you think of the historical sense of slavery, whilst it was common practice, you can kind of know that instantly, morally, it's wrong. The slaves might think they had no other choice to do it, but they know that they are being mistreated. They know that, you know, their treatment is not just. And, you know, the world that we live in, we don't know that we're slaves to it, really. I think if you asked most people if they're on these platforms or they act in these ways in terms of like consuming goods, they would just think it's normal. Because if you look at the person next to you and they're doing the exact same thing, well, what's wrong with that? It's just normal, isn't it? But we're built for far, far more than what we think we are. And the fact that we're not sure how to get out of these loops of social media. And like today, for example, I've just come to these woods and I'm out in nature, and instantly when I got out of my car and walked into these woods, I felt in a good mood. Now, yes, I do have my phone because I'm filming myself on it now, but I've not got my headphones on listening to something. I'm just hearing the birds. I can just think clearly, and I've been able to record this video and not get as stuck as I usually would because I'm not being distracted by things. So if you're feeling like you are lost in this, you are a slave to these things, whether you like it or not, or whether you think you are or not, you are. And if it was down to me, I've got YouTube on my phone, but just delete these platforms. They add nothing to your life. They add absolutely nothing to your life. And in terms of your finances, live within your means. The amount of people getting into debt for no reason whatsoever and just about making ends meet because they're trying to keep up with the Joneses or get the latest phone, car, bag, shoes, whatever it is, or going on extravagant holidays you can't afford. You're not seeking God. Now, it might sound like a really, really straightforward thing, but the actionable step would be to delete these platforms. And if you have to go cold turkey, it might be difficult initially. But if you seek your meaning from these platforms and just laughing at the odd meme and getting a quick dopamine hit, you're not going to get anywhere in life. You need to fixate on what is important, get out in nature, you know, feel the ground beneath your feet, and just enjoy other people's company without your phone. Turn your phone off. Anyway, I've gone a bit rambly at the end, but I hope you get the gist of what I was trying to say. If you're enjoying these videos that I'm making, and this, well, I don't know if it'll be a new format or because it's a bit further out for me to come here each day. I hope you can get some meaning from them. I hope you've enjoyed them. Please like, please subscribe if you like the videos, and I'll keep them coming. Thank you very much for listening. Bye-bye.